Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Looks like that little technical difficulty that we were dealing with yesterday has fixed itself. So sometimes you just need to wait a couple moments, refresh, and it'll be good. So let me know what you guys think of the audio, making sure that it's coming through to you nice and clearly and crisp. Um, it's pretty finicky depending on where it is located. Sounds like we're good. Thank you guys for tuning into another Mystic Fitness Live Flow. My name is Kelly Mays, and I will be guiding you through the next hour-long yoga sequence. So thank you guys for tuning in once again. We really appreciate your constant support with us. Good morning, Instagram. I have an Instagram watcher this morning. Awesome. So, as well as coming live to you on Facebook, we also come live to you on Instagram every morning at 9 a.m. Then these videos are archived on our Facebook page, Instagram TV, and then we do that extra step of adding them onto YouTube. So there's really no reason why you can't access these at a later time if 9 a.m. doesn't work for you. We also have a lot of viewers coming from all over the world, so it might not even be 9 in the morning live for you guys. It might be at a different time, which is super fascinating to me that we can spread Mystic Fitness more than just to our community, but even outside of our backyards. You know, send it to, I think we had Idaho or Michigan, or who was it yesterday? Colorado, Maryland, yeah. So New York, yeah. So many great students we've been able to reach because of this platform. So thank you guys for giving us thumbs up. The more you thumbs up, the more you comment, the more you like, the more you share, the more Mystic Fitness becomes part of the entire world rather than just for our community. So thank you guys for your support is just as important as us coming here and doing it. So that's only one part of the process, is us doing it. The second part of the process is you guys giving us the thumbs up, liking, sharing, all of that good stuff. So we also have our Venmo account up and running. If you guys feel so inclined and you are in a financial situation where you feel comfortable to make a donation, any size donation really makes such a difference to us. And we're so thankful for all of your constant support. So if you feel so inclined, go on to Venmo, look up Mystic Fitness username, and you'll find us there. Once you make a donation, you also get beautiful handmade masks from Mary Beth. She is, good morning, Pinal. She has been so diligently working on these masks to provide for our community. So shout out to Mary Beth. Thank you so much. And shout out to you guys for being responsible and making sure that you have the correct equipment to go out into the public, especially, grocery stores, doctor's office, dentist's office, all that good stuff. So thank you guys so much. We're going to go ahead and get started. So find your way onto your mat, either laying down or in a seated pose. Really just any position where you feel like you can drop into your breath. And it's just me this morning, so I will be demonstrating as well as cueing. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. Allow your eyes to close. Take any wiggles to kind of make yourself comfortable. And if you're in a seated position, make sure that the shoulders are relaxed, spine is long. If you're laying down, make sure that your lower back is supported. Just let that wave of breath start to move through you. Inhales and exhales. This breath is the foundation of our class. It is the very first thing we do as we enter this world. Our existence on this earth starts with a deep breath in followed by a big exhale. Something we've been doing for so long sometimes becomes unnoticed. This practice provides us with an opportunity to connect back to the simplicity that life is. Breath, movement, stillness, connection. Take 5 more deep breaths here. Feel each one from beginning to end. Notice how the breath moves through the nostrils on the inhale, and then comes out of the nostrils with the exhale. Relaxing the jaw. Feeling each breath start from the lowermost belly and lifting all the way up, chest, collarbones, crown. Exhales a complete softening from top to bottom. 2 more here. With your next breath, slowly starting to wiggle the fingers and toes. Just reawakening here with some gentle movements. Bringing yourself back to your physical body. And I've been doing a lot of reading on why breath is so important. And one thing that I've learned throughout this is that nose breathing, so inhales and exhales through the nose, provide the body with a lot more oxygen. So perhaps this morning for your class, you just try your best to breathe through your nose as much as possible, but take any cleansing breath as necessary. So as you bring your hands to your heart, we'll start class with the cleansing breath and follow it with an Om. Breathe in and sigh it out. And for Om, inhale. Have a beautiful class, everyone. Let's go ahead and start in a standing position at the top of our mat. So take your time to arrive. Once you get there, let's just start with some empty coat sleeves. So just let your arms kind of be loose and drop them from one side to the other. So we're getting some gentle twisting movements in here at the beginning of our class. We're kind of using this movement as a little bit of a lymphatic kind of release. So a lot of times in our yoga classes, we're doing these poses that we need to engage and tighten everything. And it's nice to just get a little bit of contrast to that. So just a little bit of looseness. And just let this motion slowly start to come back, down, letting the arms just naturally float back alongside of you. We're going to rise and fall a couple times now. Inhale, arms circle, sweep up. And with the exhale, take a deep bend in the knees as you hinge from the hips and slowly fold. Inhale, press into the feet. Slowly lift one vertebra at a time. So really take your time. Arms are the last thing to rise up. And exhale again, a deep bend in the knees to protect your hamstrings and joints. Inhale, slow roll. Arms reach long. And exhale, fold. 2 more here. Inhales, rising, reaching. Exhales, hinging and bending forward. Last one. Inhale, circle, sweep up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Staying here for a moment. Again, make sure the feet are hip distance apart. Keep that really deep bend in the knees. So you'll notice that this is going to release the lower back. And then from here, you can start to pedal the knees from one bent knee to one straight knee, perhaps grabbing onto opposite elbow and finding a ragdoll here and just hanging, swaying side to side. Remembering that it is the beginning of our practice, so trying not to go too deep here. Again, keep those knees bent, very important at the beginning of our class to be nice and soft. Coming in and out of some halfway lifts. Inhale, fingertips to shin. Lengthen that crown. Engage the lower belly. Exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, engage and lift that halfway lift. And exhale, fold. 2 more here. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Last one. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, roll all the way back to center, arms reach up. And exhale, hands to heart, ground down here. I'm going to turn to face the front so you guys can see this next round of movement. I'd like to get some blood flow and getting into a little bit of some leg warming up in our chair poses. So it's going to start like this. Make sure those feet are hip distance apart. Inhale, arm circle, sweep up. With the exhale, sit the hips down, come into your chair pose. So sink those hips back. We're bringing our weight a little bit more into the heels, and we're making sure that our back is nice and flat here. The inhale, we're bringing the weight into left foot, pulling right knee up towards the chest. Lengthen the arms to the sky. Exhale, sit down into your chair pose. Inhale, now rise, lift the left knee to chest, arms extend. Exhale, chair. Keep this moving. Inhale, right knee. Exhale, chair. Inhale, left knee. Exhale, chair. Let's take this a little bit faster here. In and out. In, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay in your chair pose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hinge from the hips, forward fold. Shake the head, yes and no. Wiggle in any way that feels right to you in this moment. Inhale to a halfway lift. And with the exhale, hands plant, stepping left foot back. Keep right foot where it is. Drop the left knee to the ground and start to take some back and forth presses here. So with the inhale, we're lengthening that right leg, kind of curling our spine in this halfway half split. And then with the exhale, we're extending the hips forward, getting a stretch through the left hip flexor and finding an opening through the chest. Inhale, exhale. Last 2. And 1. Coming back to a proper runner's lunge, tucking the left toes under, lift that knee up. Then we're going to find a hover. So we're going to pull the arms back with the palms facing down. Beautiful. Inhale, arms reach up to a crescent lunge. And with the exhale, hover. 2 more. Inhale, lift, crescent lunge. Exhale, return back to that hover. Last one here. Inhale and exhale. Hold here for 3. Press down with that right heel. 2. And 1, rise to your crescent lunge. Open the arms into a T. We're going to find some cat and cow movements here. So with the inhale, we're peeling the chest open. We're lengthening through that back left knee. And then with the exhale, we're going to bring the fingertips together, curl through the spine, and bend through that left knee. So inhale, lengthen through left leg, open up your heart, arms into a T. Exhale, curl and round. Bend that left knee to make this a little bit more dramatic. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, round. So these are just like those cat and cow movements we do on our hands and knees. Inhale and exhale. Woo. Last one here. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl. Inhale, return back to a proper crescent lunge. Arms reach up. With the exhale, hinge forward. Find that hover once again. And then drop the hands to the ground. Right foot steps back to meet left. Plank pose. In your plank pose, press those heels to the back of the room to engage the legs. Engage the core. Pull the chest forward. Inhale. With the exhale, lower the knees to the ground. Keep that core engagement and allow the chest to slowly fall with the elbows pointing back. Inhale is a low cobra, engaging the shoelace sides of the feet into the earth. Peel that chest up. Keep that chin gently tucked, relying on that shoulders pulling together to lift you up. And exhale, release. Returning back into a table pose. Tucking the toes under, hips pull up and back. This is your first downward facing dog of the morning. Start to pedal it out. Take your time in your downward facing dog. Relax the shoulders down and away from the ears. So yesterday I said that I kind of have this visual of, when I'm in my downward facing dog, of a turtle poking its head out of its shell. So we want to be nice and proud. Keep that neck nice and long. Pedal out your feet here. We're going to take a little detour and find some back and forth presses. So with the inhale, we're bending the knees, gazing forward. And with the exhale, we're going to launch forward into our plank pose. Make sure those shoulders don't go past the wrists. Inhale, bent knee dog, hips pull up and back. Engage the inner thighs. Exhale, plank pose. 3, 2, try to keep that nose breath. And 1. Inhale, coming back to your downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Exhale, walk or hop to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale is your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms circle, sweep up, press through the feet, reach long. And exhale, hands to heart. Ground down, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, arms circle, sweep up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. With the exhale, hands plant. Keep the left foot where it is. Step right foot to the back of your mat. Drop down onto the right knee and find those back and forth presses. So as we inhale, as we exhale, we're coming back, lengthening through the hamstring, curling in the spine. And with the inhale, we're pressing forward, getting into the right hip flexor and finding a flat back, chest open. Inhale, coming back. Exhale, pressing forward. 3 or so more here. Eventually returning back to your runner's lunge. Tuck the right toes under, lift that right knee up. Find a runner's lunge hover by pulling the arms back, palms face down. Press into that left heel. Make sure the feet are on railroad tracks rather than on a thin rope. Inhale, rise to your crescent lunge. Maybe the gaze lifts to the fingertips. Exhale, hover. 2 more here. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hover. Last one. Exhale, hover and hold for 3, 2, press into that left heel. Beautiful. Slowly rise back to your crescent lunge. We're going to open the arms into a T and find that cat and cow movement again. So if you need a visual, take a moment and look into your device. So with the inhale, I'm opening up through my chest, arms open to the sides. I'm lengthening through that right knee. With the exhale, I'm bending right knee and kind of pulling myself into this little tuck position. Inhale, open and lengthen. Exhale, curl and round. 3, 2. You can make these as dramatic as you like or as simple as you like. Here's your last one. Inhale, rise back to your crescent lunge. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, return to your hover. Palms face the ground. Pull the crown of the head forward as arms extend back. And then drop the hands to the ground. Send left foot back to meet right, plank pose. Now we'll choose to keep those knees lifted, or you can drop them to the ground. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Slowly lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward facing dog or that low cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal it out here. We'll be here for 3 breaths, so if you need to grab a drink, please, you are welcome to do that. That's where I'm going to be. Without any sense of rush, eventually we'll all come back to that downward facing dog. Keep that breath happy. Beautiful. Inhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Exhale, walk or hop to the front of your mat, forward fold. Hang here for a moment, shake the head, yes and no, kind of just recalibrate. Check in with the dialogue through sensation, see what you need here. Inhale to a halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, arm circle, sweep up. And exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. So we're going to come into some balancing postures. I've done water dancer with you guys before, but if this is something new to you, be gentle and kind with yourself and take a look in your monitor for a quick demonstration. So we're going to start all of our poses with making sure the feet are in the correct location. So make sure they're hip distance apart. Press the feet into the ground. Inhale, arms circle, sweep up. And exhale, hands to heart. We're going to start by transferring the weight into the right foot. Lift left knee up towards the chest. Beautiful. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Now, water dancer is going to look something like this. With the inhale, we're reaching arms up to the sky, knee to chest. With the exhale, we're going to start to kick the left leg behind you, but keep the bend in the knee. Open the arms towards the ground, palms to the front. Inhale, rise, left knee comes to chest, arms over your head. With the exhale, we're kicking that left foot back. This is a water dancer pose. Take a minute to take a look. So I'm keeping that bend through the left leg. I'm peeling my chest open, arms behind me. Inhale to center. Exhale, water dancer. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, rise. And with the exhale, land back into your mountain pose, hands to heart. Shake out that right standing leg. So that is your water dancer pose. It's a pretty funky pose. I actually didn't even know it existed until recently. I was watching a YouTube video and saw the teacher do it, and I was like, oh, I love it. So I wanted to bring it to you guys. Let's do that on the other side, and I'm betting that this side is going to be even stronger now that you know what we're doing with our body. So again, planting feet hip distance apart. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart. Bringing the weight into left foot. Right knee comes up to the chest. Hold here. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, arms reach up. Right knee to chest. With the exhale, water dancer pose. So that 90-degree bend through the right knee presses to the back of the room. Inhale, arms extend up overhead. Right knee to chest. Exhale, water dancer pose. Press the chest forward, palms face the front. Inhale, center. Exhale, water dancer. 3. Feel that right glute working so hard here to make this movement happen. Here's 2. And 1. Eventually coming all the way back to center. And exhale, landing in your mountain pose. Shake out that left standing leg. Beautiful. We're going to continue here with a couple more movements. So plant both feet into the ground. Inhale, arms circle, sweep up. With the exhale, bring your hands to your heart as you bring weight into right foot, left knee to chest. With the exhale, finding a warrior 3 variation. So extending left leg to the back of the room with a flexed foot, keeping the hips level. Micro bend through the right knee. Potentially those arms might reach back with the palms facing down. Breathe for 3, 2. Hold for the last breath. Don't lose me. Beautiful. Exhale, land to your crescent lunge. Arms reach overhead. And exhale, dial left heel down. Open up, warrior 2. In your warrior 2, take your time to arrive. Make sure that the right toes face the front of your room and that bend through right knee tracks with right ankle. Now that back edge of the left foot, we're not forgetting about it, right? We're engaging the back edge of the left foot into the ground. And sometimes it's quite common to kind of point your hips towards the right knee. I want you to open up those hips towards the side. So imagine there's a wall behind you and you're pressing both glutes into that wall. Open your arms up. Find this warrior pose. We're going to find some warrior archers this morning. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop left hand down, bring it to meet right hand, and then with the exhale, pull it back like we're pulling this bow. Inhale, left hand drops, meet right. Exhale, pull, and imagine there's this immense amount of tension that you're pulling. Inhale. Exhale. And of course, our arrows are love arrows, right? We're shooting love all over the world. Last 2 here. And 1. Returning back to your proper warrior 2. Flip right palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And with the exhale, find your extended side angle, holding here for a couple breaths. Relying on your abdominal strength to keep you lifted here. And again, making sure those hips are still open towards the side. So don't forget about that wall behind you. You're pressing into it. Last breath here. Bringing right fingertips towards right shin. Extend long through that right leg. Keep a micro bend there. You can also always have a block underneath right fingertips here. That's a beautiful expression of this pose. We want to make sure that we don't start to send those hips back. So keep that image of the wall behind you, and I want you to keep everything stacked here. So the hips are stacked right where they need to be. Imagine that wall behind you. Use the abdominals. Maybe that right arm reaches for the front of your room. Inhale. Beautiful. Exhale, return back to your warrior 2. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lengthening left leg. Let's find right leg. Let's find a goddess position. So the heels come in, toes come out. This is your goddess pose. Now I want you to just pulse up and down a couple times so you can really understand the dynamics of this pose. So the deeper you come down into the hips, the more that you're going to put pressure on the hip flexors. But as you press up and down, notice how the legs need to engage to make that happen. So I want you to find that happy spot in the middle, so we're not down to our lowest degree, but we're also not lifted all the way up. We're right smack dab in the middle. Beautiful. Bringing your hands towards your heart. And then opening the arms into goal posts, we're going to take some very subtle movements that should really engage the obliques. So as you're standing here, I want you to engage that pelvic floor. So all of the muscles, that pelvic floor is the muscles that control the flow of urine. So I want you to engage every little bit of muscle through your abdominal. Slowly and with control, we're going to twist over towards the left. And then over towards the right. So it doesn't look like we're doing a lot, but if those abdominals are squeezing, this is a killer ab workout. So you have to rely on yourself a little bit here. You have to rely on the fact that you're engaging to make this work, from twisting left to right. Beautiful. Last two here. Coming into your goddess pose, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, press up, turn the toes in, open your arms into a T, and with the exhale, hinging to a wide-legged forward fold. Relaxing into this pose, you'll be here for 5 breaths. Walking your fingers towards the right foot, finding a runner's lunge, and then bringing your fingertips in front of that right foot, lifting left leg up, finding a standing split here. So blocks underneath the hands can be a beautiful expression of this pose as well. Or if you want to find a little bit more of a balance, you're going to bring your hands towards the shin or towards the heart. Keep that flying foot flexed. Try to dial the toes to the earth so that that left hip is in line with right hip. So you don't want to be opening up, right? We want to try to keep those hips square. Here's your last breath. Now we're going to get a little funky here. We're going to start to bring the left knee in towards the chest. Give it a squeeze for a standing wind relieving pose. And exhale, release, shake it up. So now we're back to the top, so we can take that all over on the second side, if I remember everything. Beautiful. Plant both feet into the ground, hip distance apart. Inhale, arms circle, sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart. Start to bring the weight into left foot, right knee to chest. Inhale. With the exhale, sending a flexed right foot behind you for a warrior 3 variation. Keep a bend through that left knee. Reach the arms back with the palms facing down if that's available for you. And I want you to try to keep that chest lifted. So gaze is about 2 feet in front of you to really make this a nice long pose for 3, 2, stay for 1. Beautiful. Turn that into a crescent lunge. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, dial right heel down. Now we're in that warrior 2 position on the other side. So left toes are at the front of your mat. Back edge of that right foot presses to the back of your mat. Hold this warrior energy. Use it to your advantage. Make sure those hips aren't turning towards the left. Try to open them up towards the side. Dropping right palm down, finding a little half circle as it meets left hand. And then with the exhale, we're pulling our bow. It's really, really heavy. Inhale, drop right hand to meet left. Exhale, pull that bow and arrow. Last 2. And 1. Open it all the way up to that warrior 2. Hold here. Flip left palm. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, extend and hold. So this time we're dropping our left forearm towards left inner knee or thigh. And we're making sure those hips are still open. So get that wall behind you. Press both glutes and shoulders into it. Beautiful. Last breath here. Bringing the left fingertips towards left shin, lengthen through left leg, but keep a micro bend there. We're finding a triangle position. So again, it's very easy in your triangle position to kind of want to get your left hand to the ground, but then you'll have to sacrifice by pressing the hips back. I want you to keep your foundation of this pose, keep those hips stacked below you. Maybe the left arm reaches up because your abdominals are so strong. Exhale, return back to your warrior two. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's transition this into our goddess position. So bring those heels in, toes out. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to flow in and out of this a little bit. So what I want you to do, we're going to take some ice skater, I think they're called, little ice skating flows. So we're going to start by bringing the weight into the left foot and then coming up onto the right tippy toes. So we're kind of reaching over towards the left. Now you can stay on the right tippy toes or start to reach the right leg up. So this is your inhale. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, now we're going over to the right leg, maybe just the left toes, or coming all the way up and landing. Let's go a little faster. Inhale to the left. Exhale, goddess. Inhale to the right. Exhale, goddess. In and out. In, really flex that left glute, and then flex that right glute. 3, 2, 1. Hold in your goddess. 5, 4, 3. You got this. 2, 1. Inhale, arms reach up, extend through the legs, turn the toes in. We're going to find a delicious wide-legged forward fold. Hinge from the hips. Relax down. Shake the head, yes and no. Rock from side to side. This is your pose for the next couple breaths. Whew, I don't know about you guys, but it is getting a little sticky and sweaty in here. And I love seeing the weather get warmer. That means that in here, where we're not putting the heat on yet, obviously, because we're streaming, and I wouldn't want to be a sweaty mess for you guys. But as the weather gets warmer, I tell you, it is kind of turning into a hot studio in here, and I'm not mad about it. It feels very good. Walk the hands over towards the left foot, coming back to a runner's lunge. And then walk the fingertips a little bit more in front, coming into a standing split. So we're lifting the right leg up to the sky, trying to dial the right hip down, flex the foot, breathe in, keep a micro bend through left leg, maybe the hands to shins or heart if you're challenging your balance here. Last breath. Beautiful. Stay with me here. Bring the hands to the heart. Start to pull the right knee back up to the chest. Interlace hands on right shin. Find your standing wind relieving pose for 2, 1. And release. Shake out the legs. Shake out the arms. Whatever you need here. Beautiful. We're going to flow onto the ground here. Inhale, arms circle, sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Inhale is your halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant, stepping or hopping back to your plank pose. In your plank pose, hold here for 3, 2, 1. Dial the heels over towards the right. Lift left arm up to the sky, finding a side plank. Now, if this is a little intense, you can always drop that right knee to the ground, finding a little supported plank. If this is not intense enough, you lift the left leg up off the ground. So we're pressing those hips up to the sky. Stay engaged from the feet all the way to the crown. 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Hold for the inhale. Center plank. Exhale, dial the heels over towards the left, right arm to the sky. Again, left knee can always stay grounded here, or you can reach the right leg up to the sky. Press the hips up as well. 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back to center. Hold here. 5. You got this. 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower all the way to the ground. Arms come alongside of you, one ear to the mat. If you need a drink of water, go ahead and grab a little sip. I have to wipe down a little bit of sweat here. It means it was a successful class if the teacher's sweating. You can bend the knees and windshield wiper feet from side to side here. Bring the hands underneath the head if that feels supportive, a little pillow. Feel your heart beat on the earth. That is your life force energy. When we talked at the beginning of the class of this foundation of breath and movement, it's the most important part of your class is breath. Without it, we would not be able to do any of these movements. All right, from here, let's come into a quad stretch. Bring the right arm underneath the head, bend left knee, grab onto foot or ankle, and lengthen that left knee to the back of the mat. So this is option number 1 for a quad stretch. So I've been cueing this a while. And then in yesterday's class, because we had 2 demonstrators, I was able to show you guys another variation of a quad stretch. So if this one is where you're at, eventually you'll take it to the other side once you feel ready. And if you'd like to follow me in a more intense quad stretch, you can come along on my journey. So we're going to sit ourselves up. We're going to sit back onto the heels. Option number 1 is just slowly kind of hinging yourself back and pressing the hips forward, kind of finding this quad stretch. Option number 2 is actually opening up your heels and sitting your tush in between there so that you're kind of splayed open a little bit, and then walking your fingertips back. Laying yourself either on your forearms or perhaps going all the way back, whatever feels best. If you're in that laying down quad stretch on your bellies, go ahead and switch to the other side. If you're in this version, this is called your fixed firm pose. Press those hips up, kind of tuck the pelvis under. Feel that intense stretch through the quads. Here's your last 2 breaths. Now to come out of this, we're going to do it very slowly and methodically, slowly propping yourself up the same way you got down into it. And we're going to come straight into a child's pose. If you are laying down onto your belly, you can windshield wiper feet from side to side and then transition into your child's pose. So propping yourself up, finding a little forward fold here, just bowing down, humbling down. Coming all the way back up to center, finding a table pose. So in your table pose, take a couple cat and cows here. Just taking some gentle little subtle side to side movements or hip circles, whatever feels good here. Take another minute or so. And then we'll come into a little bit more core movement here. So come to a flat back. We're going to find our extended table. So this is something that we take, pretty often in our yoga classes. And there's a reason, because it's very influential on engaging our core and becoming stronger. Let's start by extending the left toes to the back of the mat. Keep the toes on the earth and just take some back and forth presses. So we're stretching through the calf and arch of the foot. Beautiful. Then we'll come into a stillness. Reach that left heel up towards the sky, but keep it in line with the hip. Flex that foot. Perhaps the right arm reaches forward. Inhale to lengthen the limbs apart. Exhale, pull them in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kick the left foot back, but keep the right hand on the earth. We're going to bend the left knee, and we're going to pulse and activate our left glute. So the pulse is going to look very subtle, but you should feel it killer in that left glute for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, extend the left leg. And then we're going to come into a pigeon pose. So just take that left knee towards left wrist and then sit down into your pigeon pose. Now in your pigeon pose, this might not be very comfortable. In that case, you're going to take a block right underneath left glute and kind of be in a more supported posture. You can also open up right knee out to the right as a little other variation. Wherever you are, let's keep our chest lifted for an inhale. Really grow nice and long. And with the exhale, perhaps hinging to your degree. Slowly lowering yourself down. And just enjoying a little bit of opening through the left hip flexor. Each exhale, I want you to really consciously relax all of the tension in your body. So in this posture, it's very common to kind of want to tense up that left hip. I want you to relax it. It's very common to kind of tense through the shoulders and neck. And placing a block underneath the forehead or a little cushion can be just enough support where you can relax the neck and shoulders. Notice even if the jaw is kind of clenching and holding on to tension. Relax. Last 2. And 1. Slowly propping yourself up out of this pose. Hands plant, tuck the right toes under, lift back into a downward facing dog for a moment, pedal the feet out. Then drop onto your knees, find a flat back. Extend the right toes behind you with the toes still on the ground and take some back and forth presses here. So we're getting into that calf and also the arch of the foot. 2 locations that we don't often get a chance to stretch. Coming back to stillness, reach the right foot up off the ground, but keep the heel in line with the hip. Flex that right glute. Perhaps left arm extends forward, extended table. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl. In and out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant the left foot, keep right knee lifted, bend it to a 90 degree. Let's pulse here, up and down. Engage that right glute for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lengthen the right leg. And then pull the right knee towards right wrist. Find your pigeon pose. Sitting yourself back down, perhaps bringing a block underneath the right glute or opening up the left knee out to the left. Wherever you are, inhale to keep that chest open and lifted. Exhale, perhaps slowly hinging all the way down. I like to place a block underneath my head again because it allows my shoulders and neck to just relax. And this posture is only going to provide you benefits if you can really surrender into it. Let the weight of the body just be heavy. Use gravity as a tool here rather than fighting against it. breath. Know that you're never stuck in stone. You can always readjust or explore movement. Relax all the tension. Last 2 breaths. Transitioning slowly out of this, we're just going to land on our back. So go ahead and reach the right leg towards the back of your mat. Find a nice full body stretch here. Arms and legs pull away from one another. And with the exhale, pull the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a squeeze here. Rock from side to side. Keeping the right knee pulled in towards the chest, lengthen. Left foot to the ground to support the lower back, or you can lengthen the left leg all the way down the mat completely. This is your wind relieving posture. Rotate the right ankle. Take a couple really nice deep breaths here. Really bringing life to this pose. And then we'll turn this into our twist. So right leg comes over towards the left. Perhaps you open the right arm out to the right as a little bit of a opening for the shoulders and upper back and chest. I personally like to bring a block right underneath right knee so that it's not just floating. I like to have a little support there. Can also bend in the left knee to any degree that feels good. And these reclining twists are so important to take at the end of our class to really balance out our practice, allow our spine and all of the vertebra to find a happy place where it can be for the rest of your day, preventing future injuries from occurring. Let's come back to center. Come back to that wind relieving posture. Pull the right knee in towards the chest. And then pull left knee in as well. Give yourself a full squeeze. And then extend right foot to the earth or extend it all the way down alongside your mat for a wind relieving on the other side. So left knee pulls in towards the chest. Perhaps rotating that left ankle, bringing life to this pose. Transitioning this into your twist by letting the left leg cross over towards the right. And again, I like to take a block underneath left knee so it's not just floating. And perhaps bending right knee as well. So whatever feels most supportive for you, where you can relax into this pose. So you never want to take a twist where you're straining to get into it. You want it to be really natural. Have a sense of relaxation. Coming back to center, pulling left knee back in towards the chest to round it off, wind relieving pose. And then taking any last posture of your choice. So perhaps a reclining bound angle, happy baby, waterfall, or maybe what you're doing doesn't even have a name and you're just kind of making it up as you go because it feels so lovely. And eventually this is going to carry us into our final resting posture, taking your time to find what that feels like for your body. Allow your eyes to close. Take a couple of nice deep breaths in and out here. I'd like to share a little poetry with you this morning. So Allow yourself to really find a comfortable position where you can just relax into it. There are two ways to feel the wind. Climb into the open and be still, or keep moving. Being human, there are endless times we need to be still, as many times that we need to move. Those of us who struggle with being still often can't find the native wind, while those of us uncomfortable with living in the world can retreat into stillness that is open, but often void of the energy of living. Which comes to you more easily, being or doing? I love this because it really brings attention to the fact that we are all going to access peace in a different way. And we all feel the wind differently. And this goes for all of the emotions that this human existence has for us. We all feel love differently. We all feel anger differently. Pain, happy. We need to honor this. Honor the variations between us. And know that at the end of the day, we are all human, experiencing life in so many different perspectives. Let yourself feel the wind any way that makes you feel alive. And let's also have enough honor and respect for everyone. We can allow them to feel the wind however they feel alive. Taking another deep breath in, letting it go. As your breath expands, allow your awareness to start to trickle back into your physical body, bringing yourself slowly back into your seat, where we will close our practice together. I'd like for you guys to bring your hands together and rub them, activating the energy in the fingertips, waking up the nerve endings of the hands. And I'd like you to open up your palms and imagine this bright green light that you're holding, this ball of light. Take that ball of light and send it all the way up. Reach your arms up to the heavens and cosmos. And then with the exhale, I want you to bring that light all the way to your heart. Press it in, allowing your hands to place right over your chest. Let that light just radiate through your body. We're going to close our practice with the sound of Om. I'd like to take this moment to just conjure up all of the love that we have. And imagine that with this Om, we are sending that loving vibration across this earth to all of the individuals that need it right in this moment. Taking a cleansing breath to prepare. In and out. Inhale, fill with love. Thank you all for being a part of this journey. I truly admire your dedication to this practice. And the loving light within my heart bows to the loving light within yours. Namaste. Thank you guys all so much for being a part of this yoga flow with me this morning. I really look forward to every morning with you guys. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow morning as well. I think we have Murari coming in to demonstrate, so should be really fun. And just so you guys know, I quoted from the Book of Awakening, and it is by Mark Nepo, and it is basically a bunch of compiled little quotes and poems that he's found and he quotes, and then underneath that is his little description of what he thinks about it. So I hope you guys continue your day spreading a lot of love, and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.